We have explained how we arrived at the formula of assume mean method for ungrouped data. So we have derived the formula for assume mean method under ungrouped data. So let us try to solve some numerical problems using the same formula. So the question is given here. The following data shows the weekly income of 10 families. Family is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. So there are 10 families given here. And their weekly income in rupees is given respectively. So 850, 700, 100, 750, 5000, 80, 420, 2500, 400, and 360. So we have to compute mean family income. So what is their mean family income that we have to calculate by using the formula as we have arrived earlier. So the computation of arithmetic mean by assumed mean method. So we form a table like this. So families is given like this, A, B, C till J, 10 families, and their income is given here. So this is the number of observations, that is X. And as we have discussed earlier, we have to first find out the deviation, that is D. So deviation, we have discussed that it is the X minus the assume mean method. So here we are taking 850 as our assumed mean. So we are not going to find out the arithmetic mean here. We have to assume by using our logic, our experiences, we are assuming, or we are taking this 850 as the arithmetic mean, or instead of the arithmetic mean, instead of calculating arithmetic mean, we are taking 850 as our assumed mean. So to find out D, we minus 850 from X, and what do we get here? So X minus 850 is 0. So X is 850 and 850 minus 850 is 0. And again for families B, 700 minus 850 is minus 150. So 700 minus 850, 700 is this one, X, and minus 850 is minus 150. So that is how we find out the value of D. So respectively 100 minus 850 is minus 750 minus 100 minus 4150 minus here it is plus minus 770 minus 450 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 4, 0, 150, 750 minus 750 minus 850 is 150. Oh no, 100. It is 100 minus 5000 minus 850 is plus 4150, and then minus 770 minus 430 plus 1650 minus 450, 360 minus 850 is 490. So summation of D equals plus 2660. So we have found out summation of D. So to find out this summation of D, first we have to find out the value of D. So D, how do we find out D is we minus this x by 850, and 850 is our assumed mean. So next, what we have to find out, we have to find out d dash. So to find out d dash, it is given here, x minus 850, this is our assumed mean, and it will be divided by the number of observations, that is 10. So that is how we find out d dash. So x minus our assumed mean divided by the number of observations, and here the value is 0. So minus 150 divided by 10 is 10. It is minus 10. Oh, minus 15. It is minus 15. And 750 divided by minus 750 divided by 10 is minus 75. And then minus 100 divided by 10 is minus 10. Plus 415 minus 77 minus 43 plus 165 minus 45, and then minus 49. So summation d dash equals 266 plus 266. Since this is the formula for assume mean method, so we represent the values. So A is 850 plus our summation D is 2660, and the number of observations is 10. So by calculating this, we have arithmetic mean as rupees 1116. So that is how we find the mean or the assume mean method. That is how we find out the the mean family income by using the assume mean method. So the next method that we have under ungrouped data, and the last method is step deviation method. So it is similar with the assume mean method, but if you want to make it more simpler, more brief than assume mean method, you can use step deviation method if you want to make it more simple. So if you want the calculations to be more simplified, you can do so by dividing all the deviations taken from assume mean by the common factor c. So you divide all the deviations taken from the assume mean method by the common factor. So why are we doing this? The objective of doing this is to avoid large numerical figures. Suppose if d equals x minus a is very large, if this value is very large, then find out d dash. So if d, the value of d, deviation is very large, if you want to make it more more simplified, then find out d dash. How do we find out d dash? We find out d dash, dc equals to x minus a by common factor. So we find out d dash by dividing d divided by c. So here d is x minus a, so c is the common factor. So that is how you find out d dash. If you want to make it more simple, we use this step deviation method. So the formula is given here. X dash equals a assume mean divided by summation d dash divided by n into common factor. So this is the formula for the step deviation method, where d dash is what? X minus A divided by the common factor, and C is the common factor, and here A is the assumed mean. Thus, you can calculate the arithmetic mean in example 2 by the step deviation method. So the same example 2, that is, we have calculated for the arithmetic mean method. Assume mean method, you can calculate the same given data, the same question, by using this step deviation method like this. So x equals, what is A is the same 850 plus summation d dash. We have found out that summation d dash is 266, and you have already told how to find out d dash. So summation d dash, we have 266, as we have found out in the previous table when we calculate assume mean method. And here number of observation is 10, and then the common factor here given is 10. So by calculating this, what we get is the same value with that of the assume mean method. So same answer but different formula. So this is the more simpler method to calculate the ungrouped data, which is the step deviation method. So that is how we calculate arithmetic mean for ungrouped data through direct method, assume mean method, and step deviation method. So in the next class, you will discuss about group data, and under this group data also you will study discrete series and continuous series. And in this discrete series, you will again use the same method, that is direct method, and then assume mean method and step deviation method. And even in continuous series also, we will use the direct method, step deviation method. And lastly, under arithmetic mean method, you will discuss weighted arithmetic mean. After that, you will discuss median and mode.